Hello, my name is Alicia Kaysen, and this is my Cozy Oasis Final Data Management System Project presentation. So, about the project, welcome to the Cozy Oasis. This project is a specialized data management system designed for gamers to organize and track their digital libraries with elegance and persistence. I focus on creating a bridge between simple logic and professional relational databases. The mission was to deliver an application that provides full crew functionality while ensuring a relaxing, cozy aesthetic for the end user. To ensure a high data integrity, I defined 8 specific attributes for each game object. That was ID and title, which is the unique identification, um, genre and developer, which is metadata, platform and year metrics, hours and comfy rating, user metrics. The plan evolved from a basic console-based logic prototype to a multi-layered GUI or GUI architect. This modularity was key to successfully swapping flat files from a rational SQL database. The shift from memory-based storage to persistent SQL allows for permanent library records that survive programming restarts. Testing was performed concurrently with development using a test driven mindset. So, unit testing, crude methods, boundary testing for 1 through 10, rating scales, negative testing for invalid character inputs. Our goal was that every numeric field is guarded by a try catch block to ensure that letters or blank spaces never trigger a system failure. So, phases 1 and 2 was object modeling and memory based crude logic. Phases 3 was swing GUI development, the matcha view. Phase 4 was rational persistence via SQLite and JDBC. So deployment was achieved using an executable jar. This packages the compiled classes and metadata, allowing the app to launch on any machine with a Java runtime. The packages ensures that SQLite driver is included in the class path, making the plug and play database experience seamless for the user. Right. So we have our create and read. The system connects to the Cozy Oasis database and populates the JTable automatically. Users can manually enter new games, which are then pushed to the SQL backend using prepared statements to ensure data safety. So immediate GUI synchronization ensures that users see their new library entry as soon as it's saved. For the feature update and delete, our technical test 5 and 6, users can select a row and update any field, such as correcting a title or updating a rating. The delete feature removes the record from both the UI and the SQL database securely. Selection guards, update and delete actions are blocked if no row is selected, preventing null pointer errors and enhancing stabilities. Our custom calculation feature, our technical test 7, I implemented a specialized calculation to determine the average comfy rating of the gaming library. This utilized SQL aggregation functions to pull live data from the database, demonstrating real-time data processing. So we had a zero crash policy that we tried to enable. So handling bad data. Professional software must be crash proof. Cozy Oasis implements pneumatic format checks and entry forms, SQL connection validation, friendly J option panes instead of program termination, making sure the user can never enter an invalid menu option or crash the program via input error. So we also use professional documentation. We had standardized comments. All classes and methods follow Java doc standards using at param and at return tags for all logic flow. And maintainability. This ensures the project is scalable and easy for future developers to navigate. SQL query is documented for clarity. So these are what we did for our test success summary. This is just a summary of the things that we were testing, our requirements, and whether or not they passed for me during our testing. So we tested display in menu and persistent exit, read and display data correctly, create data manually with validation, remove and update data live, custom mathematical calculation. And as you can see, all of them has passed for me so far. So our reflections, challenges that we have overcame. So integrating the SQLite Jada JDBC driver was my greatest hurdle. It really was. Overcoming class path issues taught me the critical importance of environment management in Java delivery, and refining the matcha aesthetic while maintaining swing layout constraints was also a key learning experience in UI UX balance. Also, with the SDLC knowledge, I've learned that software development is as much about defensive programming as it is about features. Protecting the database is important. And following a structured plan for module 1 through 6 ensured that the final build was stable and aligned with the original project version. So to sum it all up for these last two is, we learned that it's much more than just straight up coding. We learned that we have to have a plan, and not only to have a plan, but to stick with that plan. And also not only sticking with that plan, that it's not just about features. It's not about how cool it could just come out to be, but it needs to be secure too. It needs to be able to run if someone's going to use it. So I've learned a lot. So moving forward, I would carry this knowledge of rational databases and GUI validation into my future career to build robust, user-friendly enterprises applications. The goal in mind is to have no crashes, professional logic, and beautiful experiences. Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate my actual GUI here, our actual database. So as you can see, I have it open already. I kind of ran it a little bit earlier. So we have our test logic, our game manager, and then our actual game Java. I also have my database here as well, and you can see it right here as this Cozy Oasis database that is connected to. Um, the only difference I will say for this as a pretext is that I am running this right now on my Windows PC because I was having problems with my Mac computer recording. I usually do a lot of my work on my Mac because it's portable. So the differences will be just the icon buttons um, in the original program that will be pushed and will be turned in. They have cute little icons next to the button. Here it's just going to be words because they just didn't translate when I brought them over here. And I really didn't have time to really like try to fix it on the windows. They weren't coordinating with each other. But it's basically the same exact program. Everything else is exactly what will be turned in. So we're going to go ahead and build. And it might take a little bit to build. And honestly, I think it's just taking a little bit longer to build because of my screen recorder um, application that I'm using. I think it's just slowing some of the things down a little bit. All right. So here we are. This is our Cozy Oasis management system. Here is that database that you see here. And we're just going to demonstrate some. So we're going to add a new game. We're just going to call it 9. Oh, well, yeah, let's do that. So we could check. So invalid input because we didn't put the ID right. So the ID should be a numeral, a numeral. So we say title. We'll go back to seeing it's 9. Okay. And then we can see that it says 9 here. So it added that 9 life sim and everything right along here. So also, refresh it. If we want to remove that said game as well, we could take it, plus remove, and as you can see, it is gone for us. If we want to get the average rating, and the average rating is basically based on hours in Cozy rating times each other and divided by each other. So average rating is 8. So our Cozy impact score is 8 for our added rating. If we want to update a title, we can press update and we can get our new comfy rating. So let's say it's at a 10. We want to bring it to an 8. Press OK. Now it's at an 8. So our updating our rating. So this is basically our program and how it's ran. I hope this was a good demonstration of my whole Cozy Oasis management system. Thank you. I enjoyed the class very much. I've learned a lot, and hopefully I continue to learn more in the future.